What up, party people? I wanted to jump on here today and talk about solitude and the difference between solitude and loneliness, and how this year I've been really trying to choose solitude. Um, but I didn't really fully expect how lonely it can be. I feel like I've lived most of my life around other people. So growing up, we live with our parents, we have friends at school, same with high school, kind of same with college. And then even in like post college, I lived with a boyfriend, and then I lived with roommates, and I've lived um even in Jackson, I lived alone, but I had, friends next door. I worked every day with people because I worked in hospitality, so you're constantly talking to people. And then even in yachting, you're a crew member, so you're talking to your crew members and your guests all day, every day. There's not a lot of alone time. So I feel in the past few years, I've been craving this alone time and not quite feeling like I could get it. Um, because even when I was not working on a boat or something like that, I was home, I was with family, I was with friends. And I feel that in my life, because I've always lived with other people or worked so closely with other people, I've always deferred to other people decisions were when I wanted to make a decision, or when I thought an idea was really cool and I wanted to pursue it, or even like career moves and career choices. I feel like I always talked about it with my friends, with my family, which isn't a bad thing. I think it's good to have people around you and have community and support. I also think it caused me to not trust my own thoughts and my own intuition and my own guidance. And so some of the decisions I've made along the way, were highly influenced by other people. And that's where I I really wanted to choose this year to be alone so that I could really just quiet everything down and start listening to my own thoughts and listening to my own feelings and listening to what, my body and my mind and my heart and soul have been trying to tell me for years, it's almost like the way I was living before was so loud that I couldn't hear my own self. Um, and then today, as I was pondering this solitude, that's not actually what happened today. Today, what happened is I started to feel really lonely. And at first, I was like, no, no, I chose this. This is solitude. This isn't loneliness. And then I kind of leaned into it a little and I was like, no, I'm actually lonely. I'm, I spent the day yesterday at the Paradise Meadows Orchard and Bee Farm, and it was so much fun to be around people, and there were animals there. And, I wasn't working, I was just enjoying the place. Uh, but it was cool. It was just the vibe of being around people. I miss that. I miss, even in hospitality, we serve tables every day, and you're constantly talking to people, constantly conversing with people. And I miss that. And I noticed today I felt really lonely. Like I, I just had this thought like, this is strange. I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't have anyone to hang out with. I don't have anyone to do something with. And I had to really stop myself because I do, fortunately, I'm very fortunate. I have people I can call and have a conversation with 2 hours, 4 hours, as long as they have the time and I have the time. Sometimes these conversations can last forever. And I am meeting people around this area, so I could call someone and say, hey, do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to do this? So there are options for me to not be lonely. I can cure that. It's solvable, but it's just interesting how it showed up today. And I'm wondering if it's because I did have that time with people yesterday. So being in solitude again today was kind of like, huh, I kind of missed that. I missed being around people. And and I also am so enjoying being alone. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can wake up when I want. I can sleep when I want. I can eat when I want. I can go for a walk when I want. I can watch, you know, Bridgerton and or Stranger Things, and nobody's there to change the channel or uh tease me for whatever I'm choosing to read or watch or be into that day. It's also easier to make these videos because I don't have someone, what are you doing? What's going on out there? So the being alone has been super, there's a lot of freedom in it. And when I was feeling the loneliness today, I had to kind of remind myself, this is why we're here. This is why we're doing this, so we can so I can reconnect with myself. And also I can reach out to people. I can reach out to people and um not feel lonely anymore. Because that's what it is, right? It's a feeling. It's something that it's an emotion we have. And I think oftentimes people confuse solitude and loneliness, because solitude is like a choice. I'm choosing to be alone right now. Um, but loneliness, is a feeling, and you can change that feeling fairly easily. It's not easy for everyone, but I know for me, like I said, I'm super grateful. I can reach out to others and have someone to talk to. So I really am learning too that because I've always had so many people around me, I think I've taught myself or been told, loneliness is like a failure. If you end up alone, that's like the ultimate failure in life. And actually it's for me, it's been the ultimate freedom in life. And so I'm really I'm really excited I got to have that feeling today. I know that sounds so strange. Like, who wants to feel lonely? But I really truly am grateful for it because it was a nice way to remind myself that I have so many people in my life that I get to reach out to whenever I want. And I get to be alone right now and do whatever I want. So it's pretty exciting both ways. And I hope that this helps other people who are maybe living alone right now or also choosing solitude, that there are people a phone call away. You can comment on here. We can, you know, be pen pals too. So yeah, just know you're not alone. And solitude is really nice sometimes. All right, have a good day. I'll talk to you next time.